Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. I'm trying for like the 15th time to record this video and get everything I want to put in the video in it and get it across clearly. So yeah, bear with me in this video because this video is kind of all over the fucking place. But if you're able to pay attention to what I'm saying, I promise it will make sense to you. So I want to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers because they are juggling a house of cards that is inevitably going to fall down. At least that's how I feel like there's like a 90% chance they drop the ball. I can't even say 90% chance. More like a 98% chance they drop the ball on this shit. And the reason I say that is because the Clippers' backs are against the wall this year. They are very much against the wall, so much so that I would argue the Clippers need to make a Western Conference Finals run in order to retain Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. They both are on expiring deals. They both have player options for next season. And they're a team that just, this experiment between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard has not worked. Okay, they signed Kawhi Leonard. They traded for Paul George. They traded their entire 401k to get Paul George, and it just hasn't worked out. Now, obviously, that's not the Clippers' fault. Like, you can't control, that the guys you went all in on are never available to play together. But if you're the Clippers, right, like, you need to make a Western Conference Finals run, I think, this year in order to convince Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to want to come back. And the only way I think that they even make that possibility is if they trade for James Harden. That's why the Clippers are still engaging in trade talks with the 76ers for James Harden, because they understand that they need to show Paul George and Kawhi Leonard that they're committed to winning and stuff like that. And it's not just the Clippers that are trying to show teams that, or players that they're committed to winning. I mean, look at the Pacers, look at the Lakers, look at Dallas, okay? Like, Dallas is trying to keep Luka Doncic interested, okay? There's so many big fish that are going to be in the 2024 NBA free agency this upcoming offseason that it is fucking insane, okay? Let me go down some names for you, okay? LeBron James, player option. Anthony Davis, player option. Most likely both going to decline it. OG Anunoby, player option. Most likely going to decline it, okay? Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, player options. Most likely going to decline them, okay? Let's get into your unrestricted free agents. Why not, right? Pascal Siakam, Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan, Miles Bridges of the Charlotte Hornets, Jonas Valanciunas, okay, James Harden, okay, like, there's going to be a lot of unrestricted free agents out there. There's going to be a lot of player options out there that are more than likely going to get declined because, I mean, even if you look at the Lakers situation with LeBron and Anthony Davis, LeBron wants to play with Bronny. Okay, and if he declines his player option, most likely Anthony Davis is going to decline his player option, and the Lakers will be sellers at the trade deadlines just as much as the Clippers will be, because if the Clippers, along with the Lakers, if they are both not way better than 500 basketball teams come the trade deadline, they gonna be selling. They're gonna be selling the fucking shirts off of their back. It is going to be a fire sale out in California, okay? Like, because if you're the Clippers, you can't afford to lose Kawhi Leonard and Paul George for absolutely nothing, okay? And the fact of the matter is, we saw how hard it was to trade Damian Lillard, okay? Damian Lillard's contract is worth $45 million. Guess how much Kawhi Leonard and Paul George both apiece, how much their contracts are worth this year? $45 million plus a piece. I think Kawhi's making 45, and I think Paul George is making 46, or vice versa. Okay, same thing with the Lakers and Anthony Davis and Bron. I think Bron's making 40 plus million. I think AD's making 40 plus million, if I'm correct. I don't know how much Anthony Davis is making. Hold on, I gotta check this out. Anthony Davis is making 40 million, which is a little more tradable, but Bron is making 47 million. Holy shit. But, like, once you get into these high-tier contracts of guys that are making $40+ million a year, they are not easy to move because most teams don't have the salary cap space to move those type of guys, right? So if you're the Clippers, okay, you have to try to bring in James Harden and hope that the 76ers or Daryl Morey will take fucking the shitty offers you're giving him to get James Harden. And there was a tweet that came out from Adrian Wojnarowski that the Clippers would rather do a James Harden trade sooner rather than later. And you know why? You know why they want to do that trade? Because They understand that their backs are against the wall this year, okay? They have to be a good basketball team this year, but they understand that if James Harden goes out there and plays for the 76ers and God forbid, James Harden ends up looking like MVP Harden again, okay? Like, I know it's highly unlikely, but if James Harden even shows that he's still, like, got it to some extent, there's a team out here in the East called the Miami Heat that missed on Bradley Beal, and they missed on Damian Lillard, and Jimmy Butler seems like he's going through an emo phase at the fucking moment, okay? He's going through his depressed white girl stage, okay? If Pat Riley is even feeling frisky enough, okay? If anybody can get away with trading Tyler Hero and 3 first-round picks and still managing to be a good basketball team, it's going to be Pat Riley, okay? Pat Riley might just fuck around, call up Daryl Morey and say, hey, I got this young boy over here named Tyler Hero, and I got maybe 2 first-round picks, 3 if I'm feeling desperate, to give you to get James Harden. Now, that's a way better haul for Harden than he's probably even fucking worth, but it's just the idea. Miami just happens to be a party town, all right? They got maybe the strip clubs are more of the corporate up top game and not so much the shaker booty style like they got down there in Houston, but I think James Harden might be able to fuck with Miami to some extent, okay? And if you're the Miami Heat at that point, you got a roster with James Harden, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo over there. Like, that's a team that suddenly could be in championship contention again. Now, I don't think they are now because of the Bucks and the Celtics, obviously. But it's just the idea, like, that's a team that now is suddenly back in the fucking mix. And that's why the Clippers want to pull this trade off, because if they don't pull off a James Harden trade, it could be detrimental to their franchise. Because, like I said, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, not going to be easy motherfuckers to move. Okay? We talking $45 million plus. All right, like, it's just the idea, and the only teams who are going to be able to facilitate a trade like that are, like, OKC, San Antonio, and maybe Detroit could pull something off, but, like, they've got enough young talent where they're probably not even interested in them. But, like, the Pacers could be interested in Paul George. Fuck Paul George. They could maybe even be interested in Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the idea, like, if you're the Clippers, like, the only teams out there to really facilitate a trade for what you have are teams like the Pacers, okay? Teams with a bunch of draft picks and a bunch of young talent or a bunch of depth that you would be interested in. Like, I'm going to be honest, if Kawhi Leonard got traded to the Pacers at the trade deadline, I would not be fucking shocked. Or Paul George, I would not be fucking shocked. I really wouldn't, because they're the only team that can facilitate that. And if the Pacers, you put Paul George next to Tyrese Halliburton, and with what we got at the moment, oh no, dog. Oh no, like, is it championship caliber? Probably not, but, like, we become a whole hell of a lot better of a basketball team. So, like, it's just the idea, man. Like, I don't think it's crazy, but it's just the idea, like, that's the spot the Clippers are in. It's like you either let them walk for nothing or you trade them at the trade deadline if you're not significantly better than 500. Same thing with the Lakers, with LeBron and AD. If they're not significantly better than 500, okay, they're probably having a fire sale on LeBron James and Anthony Davis. More than likely, okay? And on top of it, if you're the Lakers, what are you even going to get for LeBron? Because he wants to play with Bronny. You're probably not going to get a whole hell of a lot. And that's sad, considering LeBron James is arguably the best player of all time. So, I don't know, man. All I'm saying is there's a lot of shit going down in this offseason. And with the free agent thing, I want people to keep this in mind, too. With the Clippers specifically, we know how bad Paul George wants to be a Laker. Okay? We know how bad my mans wants to be a Laker. Now, Bron probably going to go do his own thing. I'm going to call it what it is. Bron's probably going to go do his own thing and wait to see where Bronny gets drafted, and then he will sign with whatever team drafts Bronny if that comes to fruition. We don't know yet, but if that comes to fruition, I think Bron is out of LA. But the thing is, we could see some team-up bullshit like we saw in Miami back in 20, where LeBron might fuck around, call up Paul George, call up Anthony Davis, or talk to Rob Pelinka about facilitating a trade for wherever Bronny is projected to get drafted and shit like that. Like, this is a real possibility. I don't think people understand how crazy out of the box this shit is, but we've seen LeBron James team up with players before. Paul George has always wanted to be a Laker. This is your chance. Okay, if you're LeBron James, you got a chance to play with either Paul George or Kawhi Leonard and Anthony Davis this offseason. So, it's just the idea, man, like this offseason, this NBA trade deadline is going to be absolutely insane. And if you're the Clippers, you're more than likely going to find yourself on the outside looking in on it, okay? Like, if you're not killing it by the trade deadline, they're going to be looking to trade Paul George. They're going to be looking to trade Kawhi Leonard. And as a result, I kind of doubt they're going to be able to trade both of them. They will probably get away with trading one of them. More than likely, they will not get away with trading both. And if they let one of them walk in free agency, then they're going to have to go after guys like Miles Bridges. They're going to have to go after guys like OG Anunoby and pay them significantly more money than they're probably worth in order for them to be like the next face of their franchise, the next franchise guy. And you know, if you're the Clippers, I don't think you want to be in that situation because, like I said, you've only got 7 guys coming back next year, and those 7 guys that they have coming back are like Norman Powell, Russell Westbrook, Amir Coffey, Kobe Brown, Terrence Mann, Ivanka Zubac, and I think that's it. Everybody else is an unrestricted free agent. So not only if you go out and sign an OG Anunoby or a Miles Bridges on top of that, you got to put 6 more guys around him. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm the Clippers, I have a feeling by the trade deadline, if they're not absolutely killing it, if they're not like one of the top seeded teams in the West, they're going to be having a fire sale, and they're going to be looking to trade Paul George for picks and young assets. I think they'll try to move Paul George way before they try to move Kawhi Leonard because Kawhi Leonard is still Kawhi Leonard when he's healthy. But it's just the idea, you risk losing Kawhi Leonard and Paul George this offseason, but the Clippers are going to be in a position where they basically have to flip Paul George if they're not absolutely killing it by the trade deadline. So I'm not sure, man. It's not looking good for the Clippers. Obviously, this experiment has failed at this point, and I think it's only. I have a feeling we only have half a season here until the Clippers just decide they're going to press reset, and they're going to have probably the hardest reset of any other team. Then on top of it, though, it's like if you are going to keep Kawhi Leonard, if Kawhi Leonard's going to sign a contract extension with the Clippers, I have a feeling Kawhi Leonard is going to be like, you're going to have to improve this roster. And you got to put 6 more guys or 7 more guys around Kawhi Leonard. And not for nothing, but Kawhi Leonard can't win a championship by himself. I think those days are gone, especially with what the Bucks just did, what the Celtics are doing. Even the teams out west, Phoenix, Dallas, they're not going to be easy teams. Like, you can't just beat them with Kawhi Leonard. So I don't know, man. All I'm saying is, point of the video is it does not look very fucking good at all for the Los Angeles Clippers. And I have a feeling by the trade deadline, we're gonna see we're gonna see Paul George and Kawhi Leonard probably being put on the trade block. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm the Fast Break Report, and out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.